Can Cole Kmet be the first Chicago Bear this offseason to get a contract extension? Let's talk about it. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports all back at it with another video talking, of course, NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears and here to talk about Cole Kmet, who had himself a pretty damn good season, a little bit even of a breakout season, if you will, this past year. And I want to talk about if Kmet's going to get an extension this offseason because it was reported by Adam Johns of The Athletic that Cole Kmet could be the first person in line to get an extension when we're talking about the Bears' kind of young core pieces that are next in line to kind of get extended with Darnell Mooney, with Jalen Johnson, and with Kmet. And so he basically talked about that in his article and said that Kmet's probably the first guy in line because Ryan Poles, when talking about him, said he's really the blue chip player on the team, or one of the biggest ones. And I got to tell you, folks, I agree with Ryan Poles here. Cole Kmet was my breakout pick this year, and he proved to be that and much more. And just, going through the numbers real quick here, you'll see Cole Kmet had another 500-yard season, 544 yards to be exact. But the big difference this year, why it was a breakout year, was he had 7 touchdowns. Yes, that's right, 7 tutties for Kmet. The past year, before this year, he had no touchdowns. So he went from no touchdowns to 7 touchdowns, which is a significant leap, and you love seeing that, becoming that red zone threat, establishing himself as that end zone option that we so desperately wanted him to be. Now, a little bit of a fun exercise here is the fact that even though Kmet had more yardage 2 years ago at 612 yards total than he did this past year at 544, the yardage before was on 93 targets. And this past year, he only got 69 targets. So yeah, he put up 600 plus yards 2 years ago. And then last year, he put up 544 yards. But that was because he had way more targets. So if you actually extrapolate out, last season to make it where he got the same amount of targets, so 93, last year he would have finished with nearly 800 receiving yards and 9 touchdowns. Folks, those are elite numbers for a tight end. You don't get that type of production in the NFL from a tight end unless you're one of those top 5 guys like a Kelsey, like an Andrews, like a Waller. So Cole Kmet really showed you that he is for real. And I absolutely think he deserves an extension. We have all the money in the world, so this makes sense. And Cole Kmet is very young. I think he's still only 23, 24 years old. He fits the timeline. He's one of Justin Fields' best weapons. He's got chemistry with Fields. Just, there's nothing to talk about here. You lock it in, all right? Kmet is our tight end for the future, for the next 5 years and beyond. I know I wasn't the biggest Cole Kmet fan, but he really turned a corner last year. And I feel like at this position, which is a wasteland in the NFL, like I said, unless you have a top 5 guy, pretty much unless you have Travis Kelsey, you need stability at the position. That is what Cole Kmet provides you. He went from just being a guy to being above average, and that's what I'll take at this point. So let's go ahead, extend Cole Kmet, pay the man, and let's keep him in Chicago for a number of years. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. As always, thanks for watching.